guys, welcome back to Febudaily Ironing Customs. I'm Michael. Hope everyone is having a great Monday. If my calculation is correct, it should be February the 17th, which means we have, I can't calculate. If my calculations are correct, we have 12 days left in February. Is that correct? 11? I don't know. However many. Not this coming Friday, but next Friday. So, what I'm doing today is we are going to dimple die some holes. So I made kind of slight screw up here. I thought I had a 2-inch radius or a 2-inch dimple die. I do not. So we're going to live with it. Let me grab the stuff and we'll head out there to where the press is. Alright guys, we're just out here by the new extension. This is where the press is currently. We're going to try this out and see what happens. May run out of stroke on this jag. I feel like I'm running out of stroke on this jag. We're going to throw a couple of pieces of metal underneath this to get it up. This is probably a bad idea. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't think it was centered, and it ain't tight. Alright, here, let me get something to tighten it up with and we'll come back. Okay guys, I think this steel is 10 gauges outside, right at where what these can do. Matter of fact, what I'm doing, if you see it bumping up, is doing the small ones and then going to the large one and then trying to straighten it all back out. And then do it one more time. So it's kind of like kind of a process to it. And that's all it's going to cut in. I think these will be definitely more suited for 16 or 18 gauge for sure. They do pretty good for the small holes. The big hole it's struggling with, but if it had some more meat around that big hole, we'll see how it does when we hit them other two pieces. I hope it don't screw them up so bad. Just trying to get as centered as we can. I'm going for it. Guys, I should probably be wearing safety glasses. Anytime you're pressing things, there's a possibility that it could come out or explode. So, do as I say do, don't do as I do. Kind of like my parents, or you know, the grown-ups in my life. Do as they say do, not as they do. Alright. That may turn out look okay. Also, this hole was a 1/4 inch too big. So, honestly, it didn't turn out terrible the first go. We're going to have to do a little bit of straightening, but I'm going to let it run like that. Let me get the other one. We'll see how it does. This is just one. I hope it don't deform this panel terribly. I will not be happy. We'll just be cutting more panels, that's all. Oh, hell we will. Oh yeah, I like that better. I know it did deform. I saw it move a little bit. There just wasn't enough strength in that panel. So let's see how this turned out. Oh yeah, that one looks good. That one looks a whole lot better. If I'd have done an 1 3/4 hole, it would have looked even better than that. All right, guys, I'm gonna knock these other two out, and then we'll start welding. All right, guys, it's kind of fighting me a little bit. That oil's burning off and it's blowing the argon away from the tip and making it kind of aggravating. I should have cleaned it. You know, it is what it is. I got 2 more welds over there. We'll do that off camera. We'll start tacking these gussets in, and we're going to go for it. Okay, guys, I think that's where we're going to cut it for today. I'm still feeling kind of down and out from the whatever I've had going on for the last several days. I did get those 2 upper parts of the bridge welded in. I'm going to call the bridge done. We're going to have to tear down the panhard bar, get the bushing out of there before I finish welding this one on this side over here, and that one over there. It's got to be reshaped. I know just as soon as the axle shifts down, it's going to hit that place. I might have to cut that out, and I want to make sure there's nowhere for it. I might have to do a little bit of reshaping, and it doesn't fit in there the best. So we're going to do that when we bring the suspension back down to where it needs to be. Like I said, I've got 1 weld left. I'm going to tell you guys, that welder of mine, I ain't blowing my own horn here because I'm not a great welder. I think y'all can look at my welds and tell that most of the time. But the welder is far more capable than I am. I'm going to tell you that. So, but I do feel like my welds are getting better, and that's always the thing. After several hours, you always feel like your welds start looking, somewhat better. And my biggest problem right now is I can't finish these welds over here because, to get in a position to weld them, the metal's too hot. So, they ain't perfect, but, they ain't going nowhere. I want to ask you guys a question. So far as the middle of that goes, I was just filling that in kind of for aesthetic purposes. I thought of a couple ways to do it that would be different from the way I did it. but I don't know of any way that'll really look better. I mean, it'd look better if it was rounded, kind of like the shape of the differential, but then, you know, everything else is kind of squared off. Of course, it does have round edges, you know, round holes. So, I don't know, you guys tell me what you think down below. I may just leave it open. I may just run a couple pieces like 3/8 stock across, kind of give it or taking a split a piece of pipe to go in there, you know, just kind of clean it up the edge a little bit. Oh, I meant to tell y'all, I did cut the holes out in the bottom for any debris to drain out. Like I said, all this has got to be cleaned up before it gets painted. It's got to be welded from the other side. We have got a ton of welding left to do. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna call this done. I'm gonna put a pin in that top portion. I want you guys to tell me what you think y'all would do. I may just leave it open. Those two pieces that were sitting on top of the axle, that's 3/8 of an inch, and that was where that top of that was. And like I said, it looked too high, so I may just leave it like it is. But what else? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna call that done. I got a little more welding I want to do here and up front, and we got to make the cross member that runs ahead of the bridge, and there's going to be 2 cross members in the back of the chassis, and we got to box this back of this chassis in. So probably not the next video, because I've got to put some tires on the Kia. Anyway, we'll get into that when we get into that video. But so the next video we do on the truck is going to be probably finishing up the, you know, I'd say 1 or 2 more videos on the back of the truck, and then we're going to get at the front. I want it to be by next weekend. By the time 7 days from now shows up, I want to be working on the front of this truck. But that's going to be real fun. I think you guys are going to, you know, you're either going to say, oh man, that's cool, or y'all going to, Michael, you are crazy as hell. But I've been trying to do some research on how I want to set up the bag setup. I've seen the setup that I want to do years ago. I cannot find pictures of it, so I'm just going to build it from memory. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. You know, tell me you like what it is, tell me you don't like it. Anyway, I answer all comments when I can, unless it's outlandish. You know, if you leave something outlandish, I'm going to tell you thank you. And we are not going to start any fight in the comments. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.